Everybody, welcome to episode 4 of One at a Time, Lads. Today I'm here with Mike Klein from Anatomical Precision.
Hello.
Say hi, Mike.
Hello.
And this is the final game from a tournament in the last week of January at Game On in Warwick, Rhode Island. Me and Mike played in the finals. I'm playing my Navigators, and Mike, you're playing Brewers.
That's correct.
Alright, so let's get started.
Yeah.
So I did remember pretty much right after the game ended that we didn't show our plot cards to the camera. I'm pretty sure that I had Grudge Match, Lone Striker, Come On Mate, and one of the +1 influence ones.
Sure.
That's about all I remember now.
I have absolutely no idea. Not even a clue.
Yeah, I did watch this video back a couple days ago, so I tried to have some more of an idea of what we were talking about, but
I remember my
plot
plot
really
cards
enter into that.
being pretty bad. Or in terms of, at least, not high.
Yeah. And luckily I get that sweet +1 for playing a minor guild.
Woo!
I think I won the roll-off every game this tournament except for one.
Nice.
And that game still went pretty okay. So yeah, I choose to kick and stay on this side. The table's pretty even, so I really just, other than the barrier versus the obstacle, I just didn't want to deal with you hiding behind the barrier out of line of sight.
Sure.
Also a little bit of good old laziness. I definitely like to kick off more with Navigators into most teams. Fathom just puts out so much kickoff pressure, and then being able to guide up either Azimuth for a little bit of early violence or Horizon to try to even go for a second goal is pretty overpowering, or can be at least.
I like your approach. Just put all 6 models out there. Of course, I'm just going to do the same ones.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh no, that's all 8. Sorry, I thought that was you. I thought that was just you picking your 6.
Oh no! I put my my cabinet mascot down there already. Yeah, my first 2 choices are easy. Despite what I guess the guy who's the best at playing Navigators and recorded so far thinks, I love Azimuth. I have not even considered not playing him.
I don't know. That's crazy British talk right there. I think if you don't have Azimuth in this game, it's so much sadder for you.
I've got to imagine, that's just magical British Christmas land, right?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there.
Yeah, so I end up drafting just the box 6. I normally really like taking Siren in my lists, but into Brewers, with all the resilience and with how fragile she is, it just didn't really feel like a good move.
Makes sense. I agree with that. I drafted Esther's Quaff, Spigot, Decimate, Hooper, and Mash, which was my go-to, and probably still is, but definitely my go-to into Nav's list when I'm kicking. Maybe.
You mean receiving?
No, when kicking, it's definitely my go-to.
Okay.
When receiving, I've considered maybe doing something else after this game, just to have better options to pick up the ball, as we'll find out. Not that it was like the worst, but having to pick it up with your 1-die kick mascot isn't amazing.
Who do you think you would slot in there to deal with that?
Potentially Friday instead of Mash, because as we'll find out in this game, while Mash is a good ball holder and Friday is not nearly as good because the 5-1 is not as important, the one thing she can do that I've done really well against Fish is once she gets the ball and you start coming towards her, with 1 or maybe 2 influence on her at most, but she can just Shadow-like sprint and away from everything, or Shadow-like and walk and kick, which would delay the goal more than I think trying to hold it in the like mash bunker.
Yeah, that's true. I think I saw you do that against, was that against Evan earlier in the tournament?
Yep, did it with...
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's like, you really have to decide how you're going to kill the ball. And it's possible I could even potentially play both Mash and Friday. Not sure, I haven't tried that yet. But
Yeah, it feels like you're dropping someone important to do that.
You are, definitely. That maybe would work out better if you had Tapper, because then you have another 2-inch reach work model. But
yeah,
Esther's is just so good.
Esther's is really good.
Yeah, but the...
do you think... Oh, I was going to say, do you think if they gave Tapper his 4th influence back...
Yes.
Do you think that would be enough to have him play more?
Yeah, I think he would still be played less than Esther's, but that would definitely make him play more. Yeah, it would just... He's already losing so many... basically, he is losing a lot of efficiency that Esther's brings. Also, the influence efficiency. He gets one more influence, but has a negative momentum, and then you have all the heroics on top of it. Yes, he does a bunch of work, but it's not even close to the same unless you need another model who does work and you can't have another option, in which case Tapper might be a decent... There are very few matchups where I really want Tapper, especially not kicking, because you want...
Yeah.
Kicking, you just want...
You want that free times called.
And
especially.
The quick foot and tooled up is really important.
Yeah. That's a shame.
So your kick here, I end up choosing to receive with Quaff, but actually should have received it with Decimate. Mainly because, as you'll see, I'll miss the kick, but if I would have received it with Decimate, I wanted to have Decimate have the option to do the normal pull-in and stuff like that, but as we'll see, that's not nearly as much on the... You don't really give me the good option for that.
No, and I think that option might have been there if you had made the kick, but...
Yeah, definitely.
Kicking off into Brewers, I mean, going into this match ahead of time, I know that this is one of the harder, or at least seems to me like one of the harder ones for Navigators. The resilience makes my charges less efficient. All the tough hide means that my takeouts really just aren't on the table.
You just don't try to kill people.
Yeah. Yeah, because I mean, Navs take people out by wrapping with 2s and 1s, which is just not going to work when you're just plinking away for 1 damage and then doing nothing with the wrap. So the just kind of going in 4 goals, which it's funny because before this tournament, I think every one of my games with Navs that I'd won just in practice games and casual stuff was 2-2.
Yeah.
And this tournament I won with 12 goals and no takeouts.
So you just embrace the way they're intended to play. But yeah, so had I put a little bit on Decimate and went and sprinted, maybe acrobatics if I needed to, I could have gotten the ball, gotten in the way of Fathom's charge lane and passed the ball to Mash or to Esther's.
Yeah.
Either of which would have been pretty much dead to you for the turn.
Yeah. As long as I could get around, I mean, I would happily take a parting blow from Decimate now that her knockdown's not till 5.
Sure.
But if she's in the way and physically blocking where I can go,
yeah, that would be the plan. That would be what she would do.
Yeah, so the pass misses and only scatters an inch. You did decide not to pick it up though.
Yeah, well, because I mean, I know you can get to it, but worse to have it there for you to. I guess I don't know. I guess it really doesn't matter. I guess maybe better to pick it up. That way you have to hit the tackle double dodge, but as we'll see, you hit the tackle double dodge, so...
Yeah, with you having no momentum...
And I don't have momentum, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, and I'm going after a 3-1. No, I think you made the right call. If it was on you, I would have been able to potentially even bounce a little bit back.
Sure.
Off the dodge and be a little safer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because as it is, you had to basically go all the way in.
Yeah, just right into the middle of the team. So yeah, I charge Hooper, trying to figure out where I can go where I don't actually have any crowd outs. And I get there, but it's, leaving the ball there certainly makes it a little bit more difficult for me.
Mm-hmm.
And those good old Navigator rerolls, we wrap to something that doesn't matter because you have tough hide.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, take the momentous double dodge and just walk around the table because short arms. And then we take an acrobatics to grab the ball because attacking someone when I'm crowd out 2 times does not seem like a good idea. So.
But as it is, you have to take 2 crowd outs for this tapping goal.
Yeah, 1 die with rerolls.
Still pretty good. 89.
Yeah, it's a gamble that I take most of the time. Even without rerolls. Or 2 dice without rerolls is what I'm basically. I would take a 2 die tapping pretty much any day.
Sure.
Yeah,
as you should.
So I'm debating whether to run the length off this, and at first I'm thinking, okay, well maybe I should go into cover, but then I kind of think, no, if I go further that way, then you can just crowd even farther back, deny really engaging anyone but her for even longer, which really hurts me more than it hurts you. I debate going back to try to force you out further upfield, but I wouldn't be able to get far enough, so I just bank the momentum. And then Mash gets the ball.
Yay!
Yeah, and the reason I went in so early, besides having you having no momentum to do anything about it, I was really scared of the ball getting onto Esther's or Mash.
Oh yeah, no, you had to go in that one, because next, either any of my models would have picked it up and passed it to Mash, and then gotten in front, and then it would have been gone for the turn, yeah.
Yeah, so Mash is going here and doing his free heroic to pass Esther's. And makes that pass.
Yay.
Turns out 3 dice is better than 1. And you're building up Fort Brewer around that box right there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the point was that Mash is going to get the ball back later in the turn anyway, so might as well generate some momentum and also delay an activation.
Yeah. Just set him up in a place that's going to be difficult for me to get to later.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so speaking, you don't really need the times called that much this turn with Fathom being right there already.
Sure, but it threatens if you
nice to have.
want to go in. It gives me more options.
Yeah. So here's the point where, yeah, because I'd moved to Ebb up previously. Now here's the point where I really have to make the decision of, do I want to send Azimuth up or Wander up, or Fathom?
Windfinder.
Horizon, 3rd time's the charm.
Oh. Somebody.
And, yeah, somebody. And given that I'm probably not going to be able to get the ball again, either if it's on Esther's now or gets back to Mash, I decided to bring Azimuth up to threaten coming in, knocking down a bunch of people across the turn line. We'll see what actually happens with that, but... This was a very thoughtful game as we were playing it. Like there was a pretty large percentage of the game that was either one of us just standing there staring at the board state.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
And figuring out what to do there.
This looks like 7 dice, so it's a Hooper activation.
No, Decimate.
Decimate? Oh, okay.
You were, yeah, because you would put
pick me up on her.
Coiffers on her.
Mm-hmm.
Pick me up, whatever. Use its proper name. It's always going to be Bag of Coiffers to me.
8 dice.
Yep, so there's the knockdown stagger.
No, that was just stagger.
Oh, it was just stagger.
Yeah, I didn't get 5 5s.
Yeah, but still, just building up the momentum reserves. You've got really
4 so far.
You've got all the time in the world to actually do damage to her at this point.
And I figured I was going to have the momentum lead, and I have more than enough to... I don't even want to kill you until the top of next turn anyway, so... I figured just position my models better.
Yeah. So Windfinder over there is just putting full speed ahead on Azimuth. I rarely do more with her other than buff someone first turn. Just doesn't usually seem too worth it. If someone gets far enough up, or if I think someone's going to get far enough that I can throw an I Spy at them, all the better, but usually I find it's better to just give myself the option.
Look at that beautiful Esther's roll. Knockdown and momentous, too.
Yeah, those Brewers playbooks, man. Just rapping all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Fathom is regretting a lot of her decisions, but I'm not really regretting the decisions I made for her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so she's down to 7 health at this point. You are up to 2, 4, 6, 8 momentum. Alright, and then the ball's going over Mash's way. Yeah, so this pretty much fits in with your general playing against Navigators strategy.
Yep.
Of just finding some cover, huddling behind it, and waiting things out.
Yeah, basically. It would have been nice if the cover was a little bit further forward, and then Mash behind it could still be pretty far away, but then everybody else would kind of be up in front of it. And I actually think in this game I would have liked it better if my models were a little bit further forward, because it just means harder for you to both get the ball and then also score in the same activation.
Yeah, that's kind of the danger of hiding the ball further back towards your own lines. That, yeah, it makes it harder to get to, but if they ever do get to it, they've got easier access to just sinking in the goal. I find, because I play goal scoring teams a lot more often than fighting teams, and with both Navigators and with my Engineers, I find that I don't really end up making many passes during any of my games, really. Most of the time, I'm just taking the ball and immediately shooting.
Yeah.
Which I think does become harder if you are killing the ball further upfield or off to the side, which obviously has its own dangers, but yeah. Yeah, so Horizon I'd moved over just to kind of get in position to maybe threaten Mash next turn. Hooper is continuing to beat the crap out of Fathom. You're at 13 momentum. And Fathom is on 1 health, so...
Yep.
Perfect scenario for you. Tough skin on Spigot to make going into your 1-inch melee model that's upfield a little bit less appealing for Azimuth.
I'd really actually like Mash to be about 1 inch to my right, closer to Esther's.
So towards the top of the screen?
Yeah, closer to the top of the screen. That would be really nice. Make it harder for you to A, get charge lanes, and B, I moved him there because I thought I might need, space for my other models to move, but turns out I did not, so he's a little bit further over than he should be.
Okay. Yeah, if he's up there, then there's kind of the entire width of the obstacle between us. Even for my 2-inch models, that becomes a little bit harder. Mm. And I decided it's not worth sending Azimuth in, because
I win the first turn anyway.
Yeah. And I don't really want you to be able to kill Fathom and then start beating on Azimuth without coming up towards me.
Yep, that was smart.
Yeah. So you played
so whatever the lowest card I have, probably.
I think it was One Touch the Hair, wasn't it? Because we both played +1 influence cards. Yeah. I can't really see what's on there.
We'll find out.
I think you played One Touch the Hair.
If I put a poised out, we'll find out.
Yeah, that's true. And I played I forget what it's called. The one that gives me extra tack if I make a counterattack on my side of the pitch.
I think actually, you know what? I might have had Dig Deep. The one that where you score, if you score a goal, I get 2.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah. I know I didn't get a bit because I didn't put out a poised. And I don't think I remember having a poised.
Yeah. Yeah, I was hoping that if you ended up having to break the standoff, I'd at least have the better counterattacks, but there's really not a whole lot of incentive for you to come to me at this point.
No, there's 0 incentive if... Yeah. Because I'll kill her, and then if you don't come to me, I'll just wait the entire turn out and send a model into you last. And
probably decimate.
And bring a model back, and then try to do the same thing the next turn.
Alright, so yeah, Spigot's starting off to do the deed.
Mm-hmm. I think I put 2 on Mash this turn, which is probably misallocated. I don't know. It looks like there's 2 on him. Maybe not.
Yeah, 2 seems a little excessive.
Yeah, he's not gonna... I thought maybe in case somebody comes and tackles the ball, he could tackle it back, but...
Yeah, get it off and then do a how's that.
Yeah.
Alright, so there goes Fathom. Predictably, and you gave him 2 just in case you whiffed the first one?
Yep. It's my number 1 rule, never be greedy. I'd rather lose 1 influence than let Fathom activate.
Yeah, that's getting greedy has cost me games more often than not. Alright, so I also don't really want to come into you quite yet with all the influence left on your beaters. So if I'm gonna have to send someone up closer, Ebb feels like a decent answer to it. You don't have 6 influence on anyone, so he can't die in 1 round at least. And he at least strips away the armor off Hooper and Decimate, misses the one on Spigot.
Yep. Definitely a good play.
I feel like I never get quite as much out of Ebb as a lot of people do. Everyone talks about just using him as their main damage dealer, and I feel like, yes, he's got the capability to rap a lot with the 4-long playbook and the 4 attack, but he requires the same number of net hits as Azimuth to do 4 damage, unless the once per turn for the Sprung a Leak is still in play.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I'm just using him wrong. Like, he's certainly good. I just don't get quite as much use out of him. He's
more vulnerable.
Him and Horizon.
He's more vulnerable to
sometimes drop
counterattacks too. Or I mean,
yeah, with the 1-inch melee and his knockdowns on 4 with tack 4.
Yeah, I mean he could get it on the charge, but then you're also with Azimuth you could potentially, if you don't need the knockdown, you could just go in and start doing damage.
Right. And they both kind of require similar amounts of... Or I think Azimuth can do more work with less setup.
Mm-hmm.
Knocking down 3 to 5 people from range is super powerful, especially as an Engineers player. I love range knockdowns.
For sure.
Yeah. So yeah, I had measured before, and Horizon is not quite in range to... do his 5-inch dodge and then jog base to base with mash, so he can't get up there, pop resilience, and then tackle the ball and pass it away. The best he'd be able to do is charge in, pop resilience, and then take the ball, but that doesn't really help me, so I'm trying to figure out, okay, can I guide him closer with Wander, not without blocking an Azimuth, and just kind of left with not a lot of great options here. So I've got to play your game.
But you start playing this game. This turn is going to be you generate we'll find out, you generate a ton of momentum on this turn, doing inconsequential damage basically, but I guess I didn't estimate how much momentum / then I mess up and make a big mistake, which we'll talk about, but kind of makes the tempo bad for me in terms of like not being able to have a model ready to die at the top of the turn and going first.
Yeah. So Windfinder, with a full stack, charges into Hooper?
Yep.
And yeah, this is I wrap to the I Spy, which is always nice. So it's a momentous 2, I Spy, knockdown. And then really just farms him for momentum. That's about it. With I'm taking the momentous 2 damage over and over again, and along with momentous dodges, but of course with the tough high being plinked down to 1, it's really not leaving anything significant on him. But I do max out the number of low momentum tokens I have, which is nice. I don't really find myself with a whole lot to spend any of this momentum on this turn, so really just kind of banking it for later,
which is really helpful.
Yeah, and I'm decently confident with Windfinder up there, being defense 5. I feel okay about her surviving this turn at least, and then I've got the tools to kind of get her to safety later if I need to. Yeah, and Esther's does hit that knockdown. That was a really good roll. And did you heroic there to stand up Hooper already?
I
Yeah,
think
you
so.
must
Yeah,
have.
to get the extra die.
Yeah. That just the amounts of condition clearing you potentially have is so brutal for navigators just because you can, if we're talking about Hooper especially, you've got 4 different ways of clearing knockdowns.
Mm-hmm.
3 with everyone else. It makes keeping people controlled with navigators pretty difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah, so here Azimuth is going into Hooper as well.
So you can generate all the momentum
Right.
and continue to not kill him.
Yeah, which was a mistake, which I do kind of rectify later on during this activation. I should have gone at Spigot, so I'd be close enough to strip the
Resilience.
resilience off Mash, and then Horizon is in play to do something.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't want to knock Mash down now because a scatter backwards is pretty terrible for me.
Yeah.
But we are putting Hooper back on the ground and Decimate on the ground as well. And let's see, yeah. Now is when I kind of think, oh crap, I should have gone and actually done that to Mash. But
So you do. 'Cause
yeah, so I do. Luckily that netted has a dodge with it. I'm a little bit surprised that his result on 3 isn't netted without a dodge.
Mhm.
Just because that's... Azimuth is really good.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, so still beating up on Hooper 2-1 with I Spy and no armor is just a pretty victim target. But of course your Tough Hide means my wrap doesn't do anything. And yeah, I'm able to dodge there, pop the resilience, and kind of just force you to go with him now, because obviously there's no reason you're going to just sit and let him get got by Horizon. So you've been playing Brewers for
A little bit.
kind of mainly for a little bit this season. How do you feel like they're positioned right now?
Pretty decently. They're definitely better than better than people think. I think they're better than people think. However, I wouldn't call them an easy team to play. It's very easy to play them wrong. I definitely
Yeah.
play them wrong because I mean I can go into this forever, but the fact that they have no dodges and you are relying on a lot of buffs means you really have to like both know when to activate models, when they'll get stuff done, when you need to buff models, where models need to be not just for like that turn but for the next turn. So it's all actually quite difficult. But I think they are
Yeah.
pretty powerful. I mean, their resilience definitely went way up. Not pun intended, but also like not pun not intended, but also yes, that just yeah, basically every model having Tough Fighter resilience on a team almost is pretty good.
Yeah, they definitely fulfill the kind of design ethos that they were originally supposed to have, which was kind of lacking up until this season.
Mm-hmm.
So Mash just passed over to Esther's and made the pass. And then throws an attack at Azimuth, which I use the Poised on. Yeah, no, it definitely seems like people were pretty down on Brewers, really since the initial Esther's reveal, before the season even came out. I think a lot of that just kind of had to do with she just looked a little less interesting than before.
Yeah.
But they're definitely like, if you have the patience to really play them well, they're a team that can get some work done.
Yeah. By the way, I was hoping I was fine taking poised, get rid of the poised for if I want to go later, but with how much momentum you had, it actually wasn't as relevant as I would have wanted. But I would have getting the knockdown there would have been so huge. And actually
Yeah.
knowing the moment, I guess I wanted to stay competitive in the race, and it wasn't that bad. Did you stand her up at some point, or is she still knocked down?
I don't see a token.
So she must have been stood up. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Azimuth stood her up because mainly because I was out of momentum tokens,
Yeah.
and I knew he was about to generate some more.
Oh wait, here comes my big mistake.
But yeah, Wander did pull her back.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go with Decimate here and make a huge mistake. The mistake is I want to bring Windfinder back. Put some put what's it called on her. And I decide to go into Azimuth, who counterattacks.
Yeah.
And I got nothing. So I only needed one hit to push him out if you would have countered. I just wanted to not have the die on me, and I couldn't, get out of his melee. But you get the counterattack, and you're going to knock him down and waste all the remaining 3 influence that's on her. I also could have just acrobaticked in and just been a little less efficient. But yeah, I got greedy. I should have just taken the attacks on Windfinder first, or bonus time the attack onto Azimuth, because I didn't think at the moment how bad me completely whiffing, and I was thinking, one hit's pretty reliable with the 6 dice.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, statistically you should have got 1. I also almost made a mistake there. I'd bonus time my counter thinking that I'd push you out and just kind of tax you the influence to acrobatics back in, and then realize that, oh wait, you had already stood up this turn.
And moved, yep.
Knocking you down is going to be way better.
Yep. Yeah, so had she gotten 3 attacks in on Windfinder dies this turn. Most likely.
Yeah,
she had taken a decent amount of damage from Esther's, and you had Hooper to go, and as long as I could get a stagger on one of them, he'll knock her down on the first one, and then he'll likely knock her down on the first one with 8 dice, and then kill. But
yeah, I can't quite see how much health she has on the card now, but if I remember right, it's like
she took at least
7 or 9.
Yeah, she took 4 to 6 damage.
So yeah, this is Horizon just kind of fishing for the unexpected arrival, which I do take. Hooper,
but it's pretty inconsequential.
Yeah, but getting Decimate out of my way, was kind of more what I was looking for. And although I do leave her within an inch at least, or kind of where she is to still have the gang ups, just get another attack.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so now I push her away. Yeah, it really didn't accomplish a whole lot.
It's more momentum.
Yeah. Also, I just like Unexpected Arrival. It's a fun play.
It is a fun play.
Yeah, it's a trouble. I always try to go into a scrum and break it up with that, and then a lot of the times there'll be people positioned just outside the pulse that I can't push away that really stop the people in the pulse from going anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Damn you and your good positioning. Yeah, so this is, I think, where you realize that you're not going to win that momentum race, so you stand up, Decimate, and start attacking Windfinder with Hooper.
And I missed the knockdown, which is huge.
Yeah. Yeah, I think she stays standing by the end of this. You hit her for 2 damage each time.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that was
it's the combination
biggest
of yeah, if Decimate gets stagger on her and then Hooper goes in, she's dead instead of alive.
Yeah. Alive and standing.
Yes.
Especially.
Yep. And then here I'll make a big mistake too, coming up. So we play Cog. I do remember I did have C's because I play C's.
Yes, you did have C's.
And I play C's forgetting that she has her legendary, which I could have made it a lot harder. I forget, you dodge her up? You dodge somebody. We'll find out.
Yeah, we'll find out. I think I dodged Because, you dodged, well, we'll get there. Yeah, my card here ends up being pretty inconsequential. I think I play Command Mate.
Sure.
Yeah. I don't know why it's taking me so long to decide.
Yeah.
My hand was mostly not great. I think. Oh no, I remember why. Because I do play Command Mate, and what I was trying to figure out is, can I activate another model first to get the goal so that I can heal Windfinder for free?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I was trying to figure out. Turns out no.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I do bring Windfinder
you
up.
dodge Windfinder up there. Now, if I would have dodged Esther's where I wanted to, yep, right, any of those options, and that would have been probably the best one. Yep. Should just do it. Nope, stop it, Mash. Stop it. I'm like, I will just set up my other models, and I will make Windfinder have a harder goal run, because, oh wait, she has a dodge.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if Esther's goes backwards there, I mean, you can obviously still get there, but it's actually pretty hard. I don't know if it's worth it for you to go then, because you have to legendary and then walk, or probably walk to base, and
I think I would attack Hooper first
to
and get
I Spy to knock down the resilience. Sure.
I think you probably would have been outside 4 inches of her. So let's see, 1 influence to attack him, get the Ice Spy, knock him down, attack him again, get the momentous double dodge. I've got a momentum. Walk up to Esther's, attack her to pop the resilience. Still have my legendary if I need to get back in if you push me away. And then I've got 3 more influence to take the ball. Up to 3 more influence to take the ball and shoot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but my models would have been in a better spot than they were now.
Yeah. Oh no, I still think that probably would have been the better move. Well, I don't know. I mean, either way, I'm getting that goal.
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess me using the legendary does kind of get most people away from MASH. Yeah, I put a full stack on Windfinder, 3 on Azimuth, and I think a full stack on Ebb as well, and 1 on Horizon. I don't know why I put 1. Horizon doesn't do anything with 1 influence. I don't know why I put 1 on him.
And then I'm like, oh yeah, legendary.
Yeah. Yeah, and I was able to catch pretty much both of our entire teams in it, other than Fathom, so everybody gets to dodge. Yeah, I kind of debated sending Horizon in as a gang up against someone, but just decided it wasn't worth it. He doesn't have a parting blow that you're scared of, and he's pretty easy to kill, and with both him and Wander being worth 1 point, it's actually kind of worth it to kill the mascot. I do send Wander up, because I'm usually pretty happy if someone attacks Wander, which they never do.
Not unless it's going to die and it's near the bottom of the turn.
Yeah. Same deal with Love Creature. So yeah, now... Yeah, you do declare the counter.
Yep. So see how much better this would have been with a knockdown Windfinder.
Or a dead Windfinder.
Well, yeah. Both would have been nice.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, no. If Windfinder was knocked down, then this whole thing becomes not possible. Yeah, I was a little bit worried because I don't know Esther's playbook super well. When I went in, before I attacked, I asked, wait a minute, does Esther's have a knockdown push?
No.
Because that...
No, she would have to
because that right there would have been bad.
She could have done it if I rolled all 5s. Oh, no, I'm probably
that
crowded
is true.
out. I'm probably crowded out by Asmus, so no.
Oh, yeah, he is. Yeah, I did get Azimuth up there.
Boom, that beautiful...
Yeah, she's down to...
something.
Very little. I think she's at 5 or so. Maybe less, because I know at some point she was on 7. And I just remember that because you had been like asking pretty much every attack just to make sure that you have everything right.
Yep.
She's on 7. She's on 7. So that number's in my head. I don't know if that was actually this point, but got the Windfinder momentum engine running a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I do take the 1 damage instead of the momentous dodge on the wrap here.
Because you're like, I'm gonna kill Esther's. She doesn't have tough eye.
Yeah. That was exactly it. It's like, well, I've got Resilience pop this early. I've got a little bit of damage on her. Ebb and Azimuth both have full stacks. Oh, maybe I can actually do it. No, that was stupid. I should have taken the momentum. But do score the goal. Don't dodge her anywhere. And the ball just goes way out to the side.
Mm-hmm.
And I sit here wishing I'd gave Horizon 1 more influence.
It would have been risky, but it actually would have been interesting to kick the ball in the middle, and if it can land on MASH, kicking, and maybe not with Ebb right there, but I would have been, if I could have gotten one chance where I could have gotten the ball upfield, maybe just kicking to space, and then having either forcing Ebb to go back and get it and do nothing, or, I mean, Fathom could get it if she heroics and walks, but potentially, but Decimate's sitting there and has the option to go get it later in the turn.
Yeah, that would have been a very risky move.
Yep.
Yeah. Yes. Someone was attacking Azimuth right there.
It was Spigot, I think.
Spigot, okay. Yeah, it must be.
Yeah, because he has time called up.
Yeah, because I mean, if that plan went right with getting it to MASH and kicking it away, then yes, that could have been pretty devastating of trying to backtrack and go get it, but there's so many ways that could go wrong.
Certainly.
Yeah, so you just healed Esther's up, pretty much undoing the damage that I'd done her before. Yeah, here's one of those periods of long sitting and staring again.
Mm-hmm. Which almost comes back to bite you.
It's close, yeah. I mean, we're pretty competitive as far as clock goes at this point. Both playing somewhat of a slower, deliberate game. I'm glad I actually remembered to keep your chin up here. I can't tell you how many games I've forgotten I have that until like the last activation of the turn, and then I've got no one left to really heal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's a swing on Esther's, and we're just starting to knock people down, which you can clear in a pulse, so I don't know what the whole point is.
Yeah. But I mean, the damage is probably pretty irrelevant too, so...
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Plus, it comes with the dodge, which gets him
somewhere
away from the gang ups that you've got on him. Yep, there's a little bit of damage. It's not going anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think there I take the momentous 2 damage. I think I probably should have taken the netted to knock resilience off MASH.
Okay.
Not even necessarily just because there was anything in particular I wanted to do to MASH, But at this point, I really should have seen that the damage was irrelevant at this point, and just that would have given me a few more options later on.
Sure.
Yeah, because there's the Esther's heroic.
Yeah. Trying to reposition around that. We're too far away from the barrier.
You've abandoned the fort. Yeah, that gladiator rule is so good. Just being
good.
able to go up to a 5-0,
Yeah,
basically being able to defensive stance.
Knock you down.
Attack. Yeah, you knock me down anyway.
And then I start doing, 5 damage right there. Love it.
Yeah, your dice with Hooper were pretty terrible before, but Esther's has so far knocked down 2 5-0s this game.
Yeah.
With her knockdowns on, what, 3?
Yeah, she was rolling Tech 6 each time, but
yeah,
still.
Yeah. It's not crazy. But it's pretty good. Alright, so it looks like your plan is kind of getting back on track here with Azimuth in the prison right now.
The plan is get Windfinder and Azimuth down to 1, kill them top of the turn, potentially depending on what happens. But because you're going to go towards the ball here, I actually think I would like to kill one of them this turn and then the next one top of the turn and go deal with the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Which I think ends up being what I do, but again, would have been nice because I want to get my points that I see on the board are Azimuth and Windfinder, and then either Horizon and Wander, or Ebb if he comes in eventually, and potentially a goal at that point. Because if I can get those 2 killed, especially with tempo at the top of the turn, then you really don't have too much else, and I can kind of free the ball up.
Yeah, and at this point it's 8-2, but you've got 2 takeouts pretty close.
Mm-hmm.
So the 8-6 is on the table.
Yep, but the ball is on Horizon in scoring range. I know that I will have the option to. I'm deciding here, and I think I spend too much time deciding whether to walk around with Mash and get him closer so that he can charge next turn. But because of lack of movement or just fortunate positioning, you are not within 5, so I can't just do charge. I could try to house that, but that's pretty hard to do, and depending on where the ball scatters is, you might still be able to pick it up with somebody else. So I would have liked to tackle, push, then house that off, but
I would like to say that was intentional positioning, but no, that was just good luck.
So instead,
so Mash does what Mash.
Yep.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say instead he's just like, I'll get crowd outs ready so I can kill Windfinder later this turn.
Yeah, Mash's usual thing. Just being a reliable gang up.
Oh, now I'm deciding whether to put. Okay, but
Yeah, and at this point, at the start of this activation, you were up about 2.5, 3 minutes.
Yep, and I lose it back down to even.
Yeah.
And I don't even go with Mash.
Oh yeah, Mash doesn't even activate. Yeah, I don't bother rolling the parting blow.
It literally it's inconsequential.
Yeah, all it would do is sap my clock. Yeah, so you're attacking Windfinder here.
Woo!
I decide that I would like to declare crying, but I'm told it costs some momentum, so I decide not to.
But I think I did damage to you. I probably should have staggered you, even though the roll was really well. Yeah.
Yeah, you took the 3 damage. Well,
Yeah,
wait, I didn't see myself pick up the marker.
Oh, no.
No, you did stagger.
Okay, I did stagger.
Yeah. You just didn't
Yep.
put the token out, because I was like, I didn't pick up my dry erase, so... Yeah, what's going through my head now is really just how do I stop Hooper from finishing the job. She's already been healed this turn. She's staggered, so she's defense 4, and she's on single-digit health. Yeah, at one point during this turn, I had been hoping to send Ebb into the fat lady. Esther's is her name. I couldn't remember that for some reason. To maybe see if a takeout is possible, but that doesn't end up happening. And now it's really off the table. So Wander just goes up to get in the way a little bit. I think if I had positioned Wander a little bit better, I might have been able to block Hooper from getting to Windfinder entirely.
I mean, Mash still had the option to push him out of the way. But
oh, that's right. Mash hasn't gone
yeah.
yet.
But no, I mean, you still would have been nice, because I think, if I remember correctly, Mash is going to go and fish for the knockdown on Windfinder, which I'm pretty sure he misses.
Probably. Yeah, especially right here, I leave myself momentumless with dodging and healing Fathom. And I am careful to put Fathom outside line of sight of Hooper, just in case he decides to charge in at me. I'm just nervous of that.
You didn't need to worry about it. That's the worst place he could possibly go right now.
Yeah. There's still a little bit of fear, though. You're just swinging your widget over the table.
It's like a lightsaber.
Yeah. Like, I'm assuming you're measuring 4 inches to Esther's, just because that's usually what gets measured.
No, I think I'm just debating where Mash is going to go, and then getting ready to do something with it. I think the issue is I'm annoyed right now because I can't get Hooper to both Windfinder and Azimuth at the same time, because I was thinking if I could, maybe I'm wrong, but the answer, what I want to do is Hooper wants to go. Looks like if Azimuth is knocked down right now, or I don't know somebody's knocked down. I saw a knockdown token.
Azimuth is.
Yeah, Hooper will pretty much probably one-shot him with that many crowd outs.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see what ends up happening.
Yeah, you definitely did take the swing on Windfinder and failed to get the knockdown. You do 1 damage, or 2 damage.
Yep, which puts her, looks like she's at 9 now, because I just saw you mark to the top.
Okay. Yeah, I think if you had gone with a Hooper, if you had sprinted around Wander, you could have gotten to engage both of them.
Yeah, no, this is another mistake. Mash shouldn't have gone here, because I forgot that you actually have a knockdown on Ebb, which is kind of annoying.
Yeah.
Instead, if Mash doesn't go, I just go with Hooper, and it's not ideal, but I could have went into both of them. I could have just walked around Wander and went into both of them, and then would have went on Azimuth, probably killed him, and then had 1 attack on Windfinder. But this is an example of going for the ideal activation. I wanted knockdown so I could try to kill both of them, but ends up making it worse.
Yeah, and Ebb did nothing of note. He did a bunch of momentous 2s to Hooper, which...
don't matter.
With Tough Hide, don't matter, but did get me 4 momentum when I had been at 0.
Yep, it's pretty nice.
Which, with all of your 2-inch melee on the models, the reason that I had spent down to nothing in the first place was just because you pretty much only had 2-inch melee models left to activate, and I wasn't going to be able to do anything about that anyway.
Yeah. So I think I'm here recognizing that it's really annoying because he has a knockdown. That is reachable because he has a crowd out.
Yeah. Well, and with just the parting blow and the extra dice.
That's true. But with actually, so that's what I meant to say, because the crowd out wouldn't matter on that. I do knock you down, right, but it makes me knock you down, which I don't like.
Yeah, I try to convince you to attack Ebb because you're getting that sweet +1 damage.
Oh, yeah.
But you see through my ruse.
I'm like, nuh-uh.
Okay, yeah. So Windfinder is on 9 and Azimuth is on 7 at this point. So going Azimuth.
Yeah.
Lower health, lower defense, and he's knocked down. Windfinder isn't.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm about to do right now, but if it's not kill Azimuth on this turn, I probably should have just killed Azimuth on this turn. Although, actually, because Spigot is in melee with him, so Spigot can kill him top of the next turn, so that's fine.
Yeah, that's what you end up doing.
Yeah.
No,
so then maybe the answer actually should have been Azimuth was at 7, huh?
Yeah.
I think going into Windfinder, but missing would have been horrible. But I have what looks like 3 gang ups, and I'm true gridded, so having Windfinder knocked down and potentially dead would probably be better, because then I could, or close to dead, because then I could go and kill Azimuth still, because Spigot will do the 7 damage with 2 attacks against the knockdown Azimuth with 1, 2, 3, 4 crowd out. Well, 3 crowd outs maybe. 4, I probably wouldn't have had Hooper in the same spot, but yeah,
that's true. Yeah. Long term, I think that would have been the better move, because the top of the turn does go pretty well for you.
It starts off pretty decently. Yep. Yeah, the plan here is kill Azimuth, free times called, walk into Horizon, Ball's Gone to Esther's, and be as safe as I can possibly be. Not safe, but you've already used your legendary on Windfinder. She's engaged from multiple different directions, and I think only in one of the dogs, so you have to take -2 attacks against the dog.
Yep. That was definitely the case. You had her in a real puzzle for me. Yeah, meanwhile, with her probably going to die, Azimuth definitely going to die. Oh, so as for game plans, I play Go for the Knees and put on Fathom. I think this was the turn that you played.
It looks like I have a poised token in my hand.
Yeah.
Yep. No, that's Influence. I don't know what I played.
I thought you put Poised on Decimate.
Maybe. I do have a Poised token, and I do use it, so I don't remember. I feel like if it was there, maybe I forgot it and grab it out of the thing. Maybe I set it and then grab it after I allocate the Influence.
Or you might not have played it, and I'm remembering a different game, because I did play against Brewers just a few days ago.
And you'll note that I have no idea. I've put myself down on clock, and I should have also realized that I guess I was too worried about not losing. But I will find out later that had I played quicker, actually clock would have been a pretty good victory condition, which would have been the second game I clocked the scoring team with Brewers, which is just weird. Second game that tournament.
Yeah. What did you do that against? Oh yeah,
I did that against Shark. Yeah.
Yes, Evan's Sharkfish. He clocked out against you.
So we do.
So that's a hell of a wrap to kill Azimuth. Double momentously. Just an early 1 influence to 3 momentum. No big deal. Yeah, now this is a big mistake that I make.
Yep.
Just seeing how bad your dice have been recently, I declare the counterattack, and I'm hoping either
I whiff, or
you whiff and I get to push dodge away,
or I have to knock you down, which would be horrible.
Yes,
but you forget
if you knock me down.
You forget that I have. Well, I do. I think I get the tackle first because I don't want a Ball's Gone quite yet.
Yeah,
I'd rather knock you down.
This was very much an instance of getting greedy, where I'm hoping that you roll poorly because the rewards would be pretty great for me. Definitely not worth going into my first activation with no momentum.
Yep.
Because that means I have no advance on the table with Horizon, and I have no heroic with Fathom, and I've got to get momentum before I can do either of those. And I miss the push dodge anyway.
Yep.
But I do take the ball back, make you take another swing. And this is the ball's gone. That was you exclaiming that Mash needed to be right next to Esther's over there so that he could get the ball.
Yep.
But the ball does go to Esther's. More widget waving.
The widget wave. And now I realized you have no momentum.
Yeah. It's a realization that things are pretty okay for you right now. So Esther's comes over here.
Yeah, had it been the other way, it would have been really bad because Fathom could just go and get the ball off of her. But I'm pretty sure you're out of range. Cause I was still worried about Windfinder, even though she wasn't in a great spot. I was worried she would just, magically get there with rerolls.
Yeah, she does have 4 influence on her. With the dog, she'd be rolling 3 dice against the dog with rerolls, which isn't very good, but it's not impossible to get that dodge on 2.
Yep.
Because rerolls are magic. And then if she dodges out of Decimate, she can then gets better odds to hit the dodge, and she can walk around a little bit. I don't know. I don't think she really does much with 4 influence.
No.
Well, especially not with Esther's where she is now. If Esther's was where she was originally,
there's a chance, yeah. She could yellow it. Because
Yeah.
really all she would need would be a dodge against the dog, attacking the dog, maybe one more dodge, walking around. No, she would only be able to take 1 attack because she had 4 on her, but still, it wouldn't be great. It
would get her out of melee with.
I think I was actually also worried about Ebb because Ebb has 4 on. No, 4.
He does
4, 4, 4. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
12, 12, 15. Yeah, that's right. With the goal.
So you're like, I can acrobatics and charge.
And then I have no way of getting momentum.
Yep. Or leaving the ball off. That's the big part because it still has.
Right.
I was hoping you would do that. I would have been so happy if you would have just got it, tackled the ball at the end. I guess you could have dropped it, but then Esther's would have picked it back up and kicked it somewhere.
Yeah. So Horizon does sacrifice his movement over here. And my biggest thing is, my 2 goals here are I need to get momentum and I need to pop resilience.
Sure.
So I position him out of Esther's melee, just in one of Spigot. And I'm going for that push dodge, which against a 3-1 with rerolls I do get. And then dodge into Esther's. And at this point, I can't get base to base, so I know I'm not going to actually hit her and do anything, but I'm totally fine with that.
Yep, and I have to counter.
Yeah. Almost didn't pop resilience, but yay, rerolls. So she shoves him away. And that's it for him. But he's accomplished his goal. He's gotten a momentum, he's popped resilience, and now there's at least the fear of God in you. And by God, I mean Fathom.
Yep.
Yeah, so checking, you would potentially be able to get over there, what, if you sprinted?
I'm pretty sure.
But then you'd be looking to do 9 damage with 3 attacks. I think you've got 4 influence on Esther.
Looks like it, which isn't enough.
Yeah. Yeah, not with me standing and not being staggered. And this is another one of those activations that really ate into your clock.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but you'll make up for it. Don't you worry.
Oh, yeah.
Now that I'm looking at it, I actually wonder if the better strategy would have just been pass the ball to Spigot, dodge him 4 inches towards the edge of the pitch, and then
yeah.
or even behind the forest to get maybe, or just out of range of, if possible. I don't know if it's possible because I'm not sure. They look like they're like 10, 11 inches away, so maybe not possible. But
I don't think it's possible to get out of range of Fathom.
well, so what I could have done then is then she walks around and gets in the way and starts hitting Horizon.
Yeah. Yeah, I think...
I don't know.
Because you don't actually end up activating her here.
Do I not?
No, you don't. Because I remember what you do with her later.
Yes. That's right. I think I realized that I have to give you an opportunity to score because activating her isn't good. Because where would I go? I could sprint to Windfinder, not kill her, and then have the ball right there.
Right. Yeah, I think passing to Spigot would have been pretty good. Because, yeah, even if I get to him with Fathom, she's not scoring this turn.
Yep.
And at best, she's maybe passing to Horizon.
Yep.
And dodging him away. But, yeah, so Hooper sprints up and does not roll well. Just does the 2 damage.
Yep. Another...
God, Spigot's dice, or Hooper's dice were terrible this game.
Yep.
This is checking, is it possible to get Fathom to have the ball and then score while also generating a momentum? Because I have one, but she'll need that for heroic at some point during this.
Yep.
So over there with a momentous double dodge and then in acrobatics. She's in range to do it.
Defensive stance.
Defensive stance. I've got go for the knees, canceling out the cover. Plus the charge, 8 dice, 4-1. Should do it. I've got 4 successes here. Let's go. Let's see those rerolls. Rerolls are awesome.
More.
No. I think this is where I lose a decent chunk of that time, just wondering what to do at this point. Because while I do take the tackle here,
you have no way.
Several people.
You have literally no way of generating momentum other than a pass, because she's at 3 dice right now.
No, she's on 4. She's got
that's right. She still has go for the knee, so I guess she could roll all hits. Yeah, so that's not that terrible.
No, but it's less that and more. I definitely don't want to keep the ball dead on her.
Sure.
But where do I put it? If I give it to Ebb, Decimate's right there.
Ebb is also knocked down.
Couple influence.
No, Ebb is knocked down. I do remember that. I see the token.
Oh, Ebb is knocked down. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
That would have been pretty... this is where we talk about you should just pass it to Windfinder and hope for a 6. And I think you do?
No,
No,
I consider it.
Oh, you consider it. Okay.
I do consider it, but then I realize I don't have, since I don't have a momentum now, I won't be able to snapshot even if I make it. And even if I did have the momentum, she's engaged, so she'd only have 1 die.
Sure.
But I certainly think about it.
No.
You're very persuasive. I think about it. No, so what I do end up doing is kicking out to space, away from Decimate, and where Hooper can get it. Yeah. And I do have, I've got the 2 influence left, so I do get the momentum there.
Yeah.
And take the dodge.
No, don't you kick it to Wander here?
No, that's later.
Oh, that's later. Okay.
Yeah. I watched this earlier this week, so I was a little bit more prepared.
Yeah, I've forgotten most of this game.
Yeah, I burned up like 3 minutes on this activation.
Yeah.
Really just sitting, thinking, and regretting.
And I had burned up so much on that Hooper activation to do nothing.
Yeah, we're really starting to get into the danger zone here on clock, where it starts becoming a factor in the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still sitting there considering passing to Windfinder, and the biggest reason I don't is that Mash probably gets it if I fail.
No, actually what most likely happens is the ball just stays on you because of the obstruction that's right there. But then it would be even more dead. I would be very...
I could always just drop it at that point.
That's true.
But Esther's is close enough that she could just walk over and take it. So I pass shortly in front of me. Yeah, and here I'm worried because it's scattered 3 inches to the 5. I'm worried that Decimate could possibly get it and then pass, so I do take the reroll. Goes 1 inch to the 3. And still, I think, actually in range where Esther's could get to it if you chose to do that, but that wouldn't really help your overall plan.
I don't think it was possible. I considered it because she can't sprint over that. Yeah. Only she had smoothed the way.
You can always quick foot yourself.
I could have. That's true. I had 4 on her.
You're in Time's Called. Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, now that I look at it, that would have been fine. Quick foot, walk over. The parting blows wouldn't have mattered. Get there, kick that ball right back towards the goal. That might have been a winning play right there, which I didn't see.
Yeah, it might have been, because, I mean, Ebb can run back, but he probably doesn't get it this turn.
Yeah, depending on where it goes.
You just pushed Windfinder out of 1 inch of Quaff, so she's not in a great place. If I remember right, she's on 3 health right now.
Something like that. And I think here you decide to not activate her, right? No, she does activate, okay.
No, she doesn't. I think about doing it to go after there, but then you remind me that she is engaged by Hooper.
And you're like, and you are. I
can't actually...
You can only go in one direction, and that one direction is into the dog, and take 3 crowd outs.
Right. So I'm rolling 2 dice against a 4-1.
You literally can't do anything unless you bonus time and get a dodge.
Yeah, so I undo that heal on her, put the momentum back, and I go with Ebb here. Yeah, because, like, yes, she literally could go. Maybe the better move would have been to hard buy the I Spy to knock down Hooper and go into Decimate like I had tried to do, but I don't know what that really gets me.
Yeah.
Anyway. Like, yes, I use the 4 influence, but I don't really use it in a useful manner. Yeah, so Ebb is going and getting the ball, and it's just a question of what do I do with it from here. I've got the same problems of going and trying to pass to Windfinder. I'm still needing a 6 on 1 die.
So you just go and decide to get need 5s.
Yeah. I mean, 5 with 2 dice with rerolls, effectively 5 with 4 dice. Like that.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's good. And it would be really good if Wander gets it, survives, or can dodge out, and then hand the ball over to Windfinder.
That was my plan.
That was the plan.
Wander does survive.
Well, yeah, Wander does survive.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's more of the Windfinder surviving part.
Yeah, because she's on either 1 or 3 health.
Yeah, by the way, if that pass does miss, it is probably pretty apocalyptically bad depending on where it goes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But this was kind of my only way out
definitely.
at this point. If it were to fail,
And look how
That was
much
just
clock
throwing
you used on that activation. You're down to 3 minutes.
I know.
And
I know.
here's where I'm like, I can quick foot myself, but then I'm like measuring way too quick for, and you're like, hold on, steppers. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. I'm too excited. I also noticed that your clock was low as well as mine. So I was like, oh, gotta use it now.
Yeah, this is the point where sloppy play starts becoming common when we're both just kind of panicking. But you've got, I think this is seeing if she can jog there over the obstacle with quick foot and times called.
Yep. That's you recognizing times called. So I'm just out. So I'm like, oh crap. Do I have to sprint? That would make it really bad. But I guess I do have to sprint either way.
You do, yeah. You only get one attack.
So I wonder why I went backwards. I guess to be closer to Wander.
Yeah, I mean at that point, I think is the better move. Or I don't think it matters.
It doesn't really
that
matter
much which way you go.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm on 1 health.
So it's actually not that bad with one.
Yeah.
I think I only rolled one, or well, maybe. I rolled 2 because I got a momentous kill. So that's good. That was nice.
Yeah. So that brings it to 8-6, and me wishing that the bird had one influence on him. So the bird, I just decide to run backwards, and I let go of the ball, which I don't know exactly why. I do know why. I was going to go next turn and I think play Get Back in there to hopefully allow Windfinder to come in and do something useful. And also just force your model to come a little bit further around me to get it. I probably should have left it on him just so that force you to attack him, and if you fail getting the tackle, maybe someone does a damage to him.
Yep. If I fail to get the tackle, it's not super I mean, it's pretty unlikely, but it's possible I also fail to get the momentous double push.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, it's not Get Back in there I play. It's
the shadow-like one.
I think it's the shadow-like one. Oh, now you play.
There we go.
So yeah, I have no idea what you played last turn.
And my goal on this turn, stop goal, and then try to clock you out. Get 1 kill, because I recognize I can get to 8 if I can somehow manage to not clock out first, and maybe even 9, because I could probably kill one of your 1-point models too.
Mm-hmm.
Or at the very least, just don't clock out with early activations. That's basically what I was worried about.
Right. Yeah. So Azimuth I just kind of throw back up onto the field. I know he's not going to matter this game. Windfinder, try to put her near it. Now I correct myself and put some influence on the bird. I think, yeah, I only give him 2. Then there's 4 on Fathom, 3 on Horizon. I think I go 4 on Ebb and 2 on Windfinder. Let's see, can the bird take 3 or is he limited to 2? Got JB Manager open right here. Yeah, he can only take 2.
Okay.
That was it.
So I charge the bird here at that angle so I can get back.
Yeah, and I didn't respond.
Yeah.
But I learned my lesson about spending momentum frivolously. God, that sub 2-minute clock on both of us is a frightening thing.
Mm-hmm. And now, a couple of options here. I think what I did was right for this activation.
Yeah.
Which is pass to, bonus time at pass to Esther's, and then dodge her.
Yeah, dodge her into cover right in front of your line. And
I'm thinking
the only one I have... No, go ahead.
I was going to say, yeah, I'm thinking going in with Fathom right now wouldn't work because you can't pop Brazilians and get it and shoot and score and all that stuff. Or at least it's risky to do so. But you then do the bird.
Yeah, the bird goes, fails on the even with the rerolls on his first attack.
I was hoping he would fail on the second one. That would have been also it. All right, so Esther's...
Yeah, that would have been pretty terrible. Yeah, so start just shoving the bird.
I was really hoping you countered here and tackled. Actually, I don't even think that's possible for him, but...
his tackle's on 2 and you're in cover. Try to attack the bird you're no longer in melee with. God, Mike, what a cheater.
I know, right? I was already a step ahead on my plan. Basically, all right, the goal is sprint here, and I don't have enough time to measure that I'm far enough because I can't clock on this activation. I get one more attack to get you out, and then I should pass the ball, but I don't do that. Or actually, no, I don't have another attack, but I should just pass the ball, which I don't do.
Yeah, or just drop the ball behind you.
Also would have been probably fine. Yeah.
Yeah, because right here,
yes,
Fathom tries to redeem herself for her failure last turn, takes the heroic, takes the acrobatics to disengage and charge Esther's, which you defensive stance.
Because if you don't get the momentous tackle double dodge, then I'm happy. And we've been here before. But it doesn't happen this time. You're rolling the same amount of dice, too.
Same amount of dice, same initial result, but there it is.
And then the 4 die. Go, tap in.
Yeah, effectively.
Yep. And you will end on... Well...
Yeah, the game ends at 8 seconds. By the time I pause it, it's at 6. You're on 10 seconds.
But yeah. So yeah, my two options there were either Hooper goes at Fathom and just blocks your way so you can't get there instead of Esther's going, or what's it called? Esther's kicking the ball. Either one of those, I end with 10 seconds, which isn't great. But then I think I don't know if you. I think you probably go into the tank for at least 30 seconds trying to see if a goal is possible.
Yeah, I think so.
I just think your reaction would be like, can I get the ball? Not, it would have taken you a couple of seconds to realize, no, I can't, let me try to clock him. So I think that would have, you wouldn't have been at 6, but you probably would have been at 30 seconds. And then my plan was shift over activations for both MASH and Dog so that, so that I wouldn't clock out on either of those. I can do those in both 6 seconds because I don't actually have to do anything with them. And then the plan would have been that, I'm at...
Get some of those 1-point kills.
Yeah, I'm at 6. You clock out. You probably be ahead of me, but I can get a kill on Wander, and I was going to try to get a kill on somebody else, or at least just not lose the turn that turn, have the momentum lead potentially, because you wouldn't be able to... Actually, I guess once we're clocked out, we could have spent as much time because this was post the OPD change.
Yeah, we've got 5 minutes.
Yeah, so I would have done 2 activations to not clock out on those, and then I could have spent as much time as I wanted on the other ones, generate as much momentum, try to get a kill or 2, and then just try to get the lead, or just not lose the game going into the next turn, get the initiative and kill a model on the top of the turn to win it. And it would have been tough because you wouldn't have been able to get any more points other than the ball getting a goal.
Other than the ball, or if it got far enough with clockout points, if you gave up enough, I could have potentially tried to take out the Dog.
Yeah.
But he was too far away from any of my models that could actually do it.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's really nothing else on the table there for me.
Yeah.
Maybe trying to unexpected arrival Spigot off the board.
That's true. That could have happened. But yeah, the plan was to clock you out and then get points from that. But got too excited with, and I had also only had 6 seconds at the end of my activation, so it's not like I had enough time to really think that through. But you know,
No, you were under some real clock pressure there yourself.
yeah, yeah. So I think the big takeaway from that game is either of us going quicker on some of those activations that we didn't need to spend so much time on would have made the game much more winnable for either of us. I think it would have, depending on who went faster. As you know, as it worked out for you. But yeah,
yeah, that was an extremely close game.
it was good.
One of the better ones that me and you have had, I think. Unlike our last game where you styled on me and scored a Cena goal to end it.
Yeah, that was pretty good. But yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, so...
I'll probably be seeing you by the time this is out, because you have so much editing to do, and it's Captain Con now. And I don't know if you're actually going to leave this in, but...
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, we will... my goal is to get this out before Captain Con, but I will definitely see you at Captain Con, and... as for other events to shout out, we've got, the big one really is, got Grim Vengeance at Brothers Grimm over on Long Island on March 23rd. It is a team tournament, 20 team limit, so 60 players. You've heard me talk about it here before. It's going to be a great event. Mike, you're going to be going. We have 6 teams registered so far, so please go on. We've got a Longshanks page, we've got a Facebook page. Go on there, register. Definitely look forward to seeing you.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah. Any other events to shout out?
So there is a event local to me in Brooklyn, New York on February 17th, which I can't go to because the curse is our, I don't know if he's actually a pund or not, but the guy who organizes local to me at Carcosa, when they do organize, always organizes it on days I can't go. Like, without fail. Without fail. He's like, hey, Mike, and just why don't you promote this? Just so you know, here's this event. I'm like, oh, great. That's the one weekend I can't go.
I thought I wasn't going to be able to go to that, but Jen has a little girls' weekend planned, so she's going to be away that day.
Nice.
So I might actually be able to make it down for that one.
You should bring some people from your meta.
I'm certainly going to try to. There's also an event on March 9th. It's in Hadley, Massachusetts, where it's going to be their first ever Guild Ball tournament they run there, actually. They've got a big crowd. They've done a bunch of leagues. This is going to be their first tournament. So Saturday, March 9th. They've also got a Facebook page. The link will be in the description. All right. Well, Mike, thanks for joining me.
Yeah.
And thanks for the game.
Yeah, of course.
And
thanks.
Hope everyone